It's good, man. Just enjoying the fruits of my labor. And thanks for having me on your platform. And let's grind it down.
Yeah.
Yo. What up, Raider Nation? I'm Bo Nose.
And this is Raider Reef.
And this is another episode of What's up, Raider Reef? What's going on with you, bro?
Oh, nothing much, man. Can't call it, man. Today is a big day, man. We have one of our favorites on the show. We got a big surprise for you guys today.
Yes, sir, man. We got a legend in the building today. Raider ambassador. He goes by the VIOLATOR, Ray Mabry. And we're going to bring him on the show, man.
Yes, sir. Let's go ahead and bring him up.
Gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
What's up?
All right. How you doing, man?
Raider love, baby. Raider love.
All day.
Yes, sir. So like I said, it's a pleasure to have you in the house, Raider brother. And we just want to give you your flowers while you with us today. We just want to give you, your respect that you deserve as a Raiders ambassador. And we love what you do for the nation. Once again, I know I told you backstage, but I just wanted everybody to know our love that we have for you.
Appreciate it, man. Look, it's a labor of love, and all we want to do is infect as many people that cross our paths with this same passion, because there's no price tag for passion.
Yes, sir. I agree.
Let's get into it, Raider Reef.
Am I good on you guys' end? Am I good?
Yeah,
good over here?
Sharp.
Okay, because it's a whole lot going on.
Oh, man, we experience some technical difficulties right now. But, yeah, man, kicking it off, VIOLATOR, I wanted to ask you right off the bat, I know growing up, I did some research growing up in Mississippi, as a young kid, man. What was it like, growing up in that environment during that time? And then how did you transition into becoming a Raider fan?
Good question, Bo. I like that, brother. Listen, small town in Mississippi called Mound Bayou, settled by free ex-slaves.
Right.
And has a lot of history to it. If the rumor is that we're actually part of the Underground Railroad and the whole deal. But just coming up, we saw the divide between communities face to face. And for me, it was a lot to deal with. First of all, just that whole environment of farming and sharecropping. I knew as a kid that wasn't for me. Right. I'd always aspired to be something bigger than life.
Right.
Just from the black and white TV that I used to watch with my mom, and just got inspired as a youngster, man. And football was that violent gladiator sport that just drew me in. So I would just sit there by myself and watch the game, And if it was something she had to watch, then I had to go to her neighbors and watch the game. And here's the irony of it. The Raiders was the last team ever mentioned where I lived. It was either the Cowboys, the Steelers, the Chicago Bears, and the Miami Dolphins. So, I'm an old gladiator guy. I'm still into the old, medieval times kind of stuff.
Okay.
And so silver and black was just something that attracted me, like knights. So we were playing Kansas City, and I just happened to see the camera zoom in on the helmets. And I'm thinking, that's a damn pirate, man, a one-eyed pirate and two swords.
Yes, sir.
Fell in love right there. Then my curiosity was, where the hell are these guys? And they kept saying California. I'm like, well, that's where I'm going. And at 12 years old, had made up my mind that I was going to move there to Cali and find a way to get close to this team to go in person.
Wow.
Nothing about dressing up and all that stuff. That came years later. But just that drive through finishing high school, going to college and in Jackson State for a couple of years there. But I had the privilege of meeting Walter Payton, Robert Brazile, Jackie Slater, Ricky Young. These guys all went pro.
Right.
And we would watch them play on, our games were on Saturday night. And I would just watch these guys, how they were from guys walking around on campus to those gladiators when they stepped across the white lines. And being an old linebacker in high school, that just intrigued me, how you could just hit a switch. And so I just sit back and watch them, and how they were with people. They were ambassadors even then. They weren't, big-headed, I'm a jock and this and that, but they were humble.
Right.
And so that kind of inspired me, after I got out of school. I'm like, college ain't for me either. I need to get to Cali to find this team or get as close to them as I can. So I landed in LA in 1977. Okay. And as a part of a band that was auditioning for the Gong Show. That was my ride to California. And I made a promise halfway that journey that I wasn't going back until I made a name for myself.
Wow.
That's interesting amazing. Story, man.
That's amazing.
That's a crazy story.
That's a dream, bro. And you just life is like one day at a time, one footstep at a time. It's a journey. We all have them. You guys have them. You may have aspirations, but let time show how intense and how locked in you are about achieving your goals.
Right.
Not so much what you say is what you do.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
I believe in that wholeheartedly.
Some old man drill.
Yes, sir.
But I do have a question for you, Mr. Violator. So heading into the 90s, the Violator was created. What was the inspiration behind that, if you can kind of elaborate on that?
Wow. Good one. I like that too. Here's the deal, and I always start it off like this. I always give kudos to the celebrities on the 50-yard line where I used to stand for asking me constantly why was I so intense about the game? And I figured that was in the 1990 season. So 1991 is when I released this envision of myself as a not so much a super fan, because I hate that moniker, just an ultimate Raider fan. And anybody that sees my first business cards, that's what I went by, ultimate fan. And it was just to show that it's too much. This year to me represents too much for us to be sitting there casual at a Raiders game.
All right.
Now, we understand we quiet when the offense is out there, but when that D hits the field or that special team hits the field, there should be a roar from the stands from whatever direction you are. And that's just what I believe, man. And standing up keeps that energy flowing so that you can deliver, that passion, that intensity. So that's what it was all about. So when me and a couple other gentlemen decided to come in here looking like warriors, when you first see my pictures, I look like something straight out of Mad Max's, studio there.
Right.
But the mentality was all Raiders all the time. And the whole war paint deal was just to show them, listen, I could wear a suit and tie outside of here, but when I come in here, we're all warriors.
It's a battlefield, man.
It's battle. We had a battle.
Coliseum.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
That's the same energy I go when I go to the games. It's I need to bring that energy every time. I just feel like it helps, man.
Wherever I'm at.
Yeah, wherever I'm at.
It definitely helps, even in society. Yeah. We may not be yelling like at a game, but when people see you as just the way that we carry ourselves, we are a proud people. We're proud of that shield. Right. And it means something to us. It's not just a shirt or a jersey that we throw on when the season starts and then hang that shit up when the season's over. Every day, all day.
Right. Nobody's bigger than the shield.
Nobody's bigger than the shield. I'll go this far. I've got a battle cry right now. We need to be united under that shield.
Yes.
Right. Yes, we do.
All day, every day.
No matter what.
No matter what. And that's a hard pill for some of us to get. But I'm hoping, like I told you guys earlier, that time will show that that means something and it leaves a legacy to generation next, like your daughter you just had there. She'll
Yes,
pick
sir.
up on it without you even saying it. She'll see what you're doing and she'll
Yeah,
know.
she's already running around here saying she'll talk. I took her to I took her to a tour up there at the Legion Stadium, and she had her cheerleader outfit on, and we got to go see the Raiderette locker room, and
Yes, sir.
she was ecstatic, man.
Yeah, so the Violator, man, I wanted to ask you, what was it like, hearing that, you were being inducted into the Pro Football Fans Hall of Fame, man? What was that like, just
Man.
realizing that the Violator will live eternally, forever in the Hall of Fame?
Wow, man. I got goosebumps just when you said that. Listen, man, that surpasses my wildest dreams. My biggest dream as an ambassador was to someday get, and I still after that, to get a custom RV to go to every game in the U.S. in that, like John Madden did. That's who inspired me with that.
Wow.
Having Howie Long come and nominate me at my house, man, was just life in 360 because we made that connection in LA.
Right.
And matter of fact, when they asked me to come to a post-game dinner to see who I really was, he was one of the first players that came over and says, "Hey, I see the media following you." He says, "Keep doing what you're doing, and in a few years, they're going to eat that up." I said, and, to me, that was like the biggest compliment. But I'm thinking,
Right.
oh, okay, yeah, the media ain't really giving a damn about me.
Yeah.
But it was just that attitude that you brought into the arena. And once I started talking with the NFL guys, I got to know Steve Sable,
Yeah,
through
Steve
them.
Saban. Yeah.
And they were sending me messages from him that was the fabric of the game, the way the fans interact with the players and
Right.
vice versa. That's Oakland tradition, man. So LA it would be certain games, it would be real boisterous. Usually when we played the Broncos or Dallas or San Francisco or Cleveland, I had to throw Cleveland in there. Those were some physical games, and the crowd just brought a little bit extra amp. So
Right.
when we transitioned and went back to Oakland, that's when I got to step on Mecca from what I seen as a kid, and
Man.
it will never be replaced. That's all I'm going to say, gentlemen. It will never be duplicated. Never.
That's right. So I guess I think you answered my next question. So would you say that was your favorite Raider moment of all time?
The first game in Oakland, yes, sir. That was.
Okay.
Wow.
Childhood dream
Okay.
becoming reality. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
LA
Yeah.
was fine, but when I stepped into Oakland for the first time, it was just like, this is unreal, man. And like I said, the tailgate scene I'm spoiled. I hate to watch it on TV. I'll be upfront. I'm spoiled with that. Just stomping the yard, meeting people from different walks of life, fellowshipping under that shield, ain't nothing like it.
Wow.
Right.
So
Yes,
you
sir.
being a Raider fan for almost over 50 years now, I'm pretty sure you've seen some pretty amazing players. So I was going to ask you, what's your top 5 Raiders of all time?
That question there, brother, that question always gets me choked up because I made this promise that I would never differentiate from anybody that wore the shield, whether we as fans liked them up here or down here. They're all Raiders. And I try to keep that equal playing field look. Like some guys I know personally, but still, when you ask me to name a top 5, a top 10, or a number 1,
Right.
I just kind of I can't do it. And I gracefully say because I love them all the same.
I got you.
I get that.
Give them all their respect, man. All their respect.
Yeah.
I can respect that. I guess my next question for you would be, what do you feel like the current state of the Raiders are in?
Good question. I'm glad you brought that up to me. Here's the deal. Everybody's in let's tear everything down or the sky is falling mode. I'll say I've seen this for decades. and there's ebbs and flows to your fandom. And when we're in the lows, that's when your fandom is tested.
Right.
This team really hasn't knocked on the door for 2 decades. And I'm just being all honest about it. But every season, I'm just as positive as the season before that, listen, this year is our year. Now, some people laugh and snicker at that, but are you that passionate about your team? We are. And we truly believe that we'll all see when we raise another Lombardi. That's what I'm waiting to see, man. The current state, we're in a good place, personally. I think we're in a good place. We've had a change of front office, I guess you call it, management.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I feel with that, there's going to be a lot of accountability and maybe better communication, coach to player, without squashing people. Because, like I say, they're all there, they're all pros, but there's different levels of coaching, and we see it every year that we're not in the playoffs. We see it, and we know the teams, and we know the coaching staffs. I think if we give these guys time, they would definitely bring in a system that they're familiar with.
Right.
Our guys can adjust to that, keeping that Raider shield in their hearts, knowing what they represent, knowing what we're trying to build Vegas into.
Right.
Like I said, it won't be Oakland, but it's going to be hell in Vegas, whether, we got 40% of the other fans there or not.
Yeah, I
We
don't like
just
that.
have to bring our A game, push our team to excellence, man. And anything short of that, you're selling yourself short, man. So I'm looking for big things, man.
Yeah, I know Vegas is a transit city, so you're going to get a lot of people coming in and making it like a whole weekend type thing. People are going to come down, get their rooms, and come watch their team play. So you're going to get it's going to be an even playing field. It's going to be 50-50, I think, but we still bring the boom. We still make sure we try to black it out as much as we can. I've been to 3 games last year, and let's just say they had the visiting side was like outnumbering us, but we still made our presence felt.
Yeah, I'm not used to that.
It took me a lot to get used to, man. And I felt like a visitor in my own home stadium.
Right.
Yeah.
And even the way, like, we have a tradition of standing, and I want to put this on you guys' show so that anybody that listens to this kind of gets what's going on there. And it's a learning curve, but we have a tradition of standing, like I said before, showing that passion, that energy, and it wasn't that way there. I'll just put it this way. That's the first time in 32 years that I've been asked to constantly to sit. And
is that right?
It's an insult to what you're bringing to the game. There's no way that you can't see with all of the screens they got there. I mean, it's an immaculate place. You see it, you know what I'm saying. It's a Taj Mahal, and it's custom built for us. So I'm so proud of that, man, because that's all the great Al Davis wanted, was his own arena that he didn't have to share. We've got that.
Right.
I want us as a fan base to appreciate that. It didn't happen in California, but it happened.
Right.
And like I say, it's just going to take a few seasons of us just continuing to represent the Shield in the way that we all know.
Right.
And just show these guys, look, man, we're stronger together than pulling apart.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, that pretty much, wraps it up for me, Violator. You touched on everything I wanted to know, man. I just want to say again, thank you for being on the show. You're a legend. You know what I mean? True Raider ambassador, OG of this, of all to me. So, I just want to say thank you again.
Much love and respect back at you, brother. I love that name too, Bo Knows.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I did want to ask you, just to like kind of close it up with this question. I did want to ask you, because I know you're a defensive guy, right? How do you feel about us giving Max Crosby that extension? Do you feel like he Do you feel like it was deserving? Do you feel like, some good is going to come from that?
I definitely think some good is going to come from it. Here's the deal. When we needed guys to step up, say what you will, feel how you want about Max Crosby, but that guy is a dog.
Yes.
That's what he brings to the game. Love him or hate him, he's going to be Max regardless of the circumstances. And I particularly watched him just to see when the chips were down, did he try to inspire others to just play like I'm going?
Right.
He's that kind of guy. He may not be the most vocal guy, neither was Howie Long. But, hey, guys would follow his lead. And there's different types of leaders. And we all know about the alpha dog. It don't matter what side he's on, man. They gravitate to him. And we're looking for more guys like that to step up. It's, how do I say it, gentlemen? It's just something that, it's like a Ray Lewis, and we all can relate.
Right.
When the Ravens got him, I was so jealous. I'm like, why couldn't we get a stud like that?
Oh, my God.
That's passion. It ain't about the money. He's getting money, but that passion goes beyond, I'm a pro now, so I'm going to chill. No, that guy was a true warrior, man. And that's probably the last linebacker that we see that kind of has that much of an impact on the game.
Somebody to galvanize the troops.
That's all you need, man. Because you got 53 angry dogs, hopefully, on your squad. Each of them take a turn going out there wreaking havoc. See, I'm talking old Raider days, man. Destroy, take no prisoners. I wish all those banners were still up, but we know how society is.
Right.
That would be too harsh, putting it in somebody's face. But that's the way the old Raiders work.
Okay.
Yes,
I do feel like he's a valuable piece to the Raiders, man. But going into the draft this year, who would you grab?
Look, don't even start, man. Look, I watched the whole combine. Listen, I seen some big fellas getting off there, and we know they're not going to fall the 22nd pick. And I doubt if we trade up to get them. But hold up, I got my list right
I already know who you got in mind.
Talking about Jordan Davis?
Number one. Great kid, man. Devontae Wyatt. Nothing.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to even go on the other side because we need an offensive tackle. Tyler Smith. Let's see. Safety, I would go Nick Cross. I'm giving you my anyway. But there's some talent in this draft class, and if we can't beef up our defense, and that's almost a challenge to the scouts and the coaching. If we can't beef up that D to just wreak havoc and attack, no matter what scheme we're running, it's always attacking, putting pressure on the QB. Hey, you'll never get it, man. We also need a number one receiver. Trust me. Yeah. We missed Ruggs. We had a couple of guys that stepped up. Zay Jones, Renfro,
Brian Edwards.
They stepped up, but they didn't have that threat of a Ruggs. So now we can somehow, through free agency or the draft, land somebody like that. Look out. And show up that offensive line, especially on the right side.
Yeah.
We'll be good to go.
Yeah.
The defense certainly needs to
the left
step
side
up.
is locked up.
The left side is locked, I think. But you always need depth now because, big guys, they go down too.
Right.
I'm curious also if we're going to bring back Gerald McCoy. You remember he went out with the ACL the first game.
Yeah.
I'm curious if they're going to bring him back in. I'm speaking on leadership here. But if we can get one of those defensive tackles out of this year's draft class, oh, my God, change the game.
We got to get to the quarterback.
We got to get to it.
With the addition of Russell Wilson to the Broncos and just them, this is like one of the most deadliest divisions in football right now.
It's the toughest, brother. It's the toughest.
Right.
Hands down. Toughest.
Yeah.
Definitely got to get to the quarterback.
Yeah.
And I'm so much of a Khalil Mack fan that kind of hurt me yesterday. Man.
Yeah, I know. When he left, And I'm watching Bo's jersey there, and I'm like, man,
I
I
got
remember
a
that
Bo,
day,
man.
and I'm like, I can't believe they let him out of the building.
Yeah.
But
I woke
sides.
my fiance up. I woke my fiance up at what, 1 o'clock in the morning when I got the news about Khalil Mack.
Yeah, it was a sad day.
She said, baby, what happened? What happened? Are you okay? I said they traded Khalil Mack to the Bears.
Yeah.
We should take care of Khalil Mack like how we take care of Max Crosby right now. That's just my opinion.
Absolutely. But like I say, change of front office.
Right. You right.
Yeah.
Let's all believe that they're gonna have that winning attitude, that winning mentality. And like I say, guys are gonna be held accountable. They know what talent they bring in there. If you don't produce, we're not gonna just sandbag you. You're out of here.
Right.
Right.
Like my saying, if you're rocking the Raider boat, you can't go halfway. You all in or walk the plank.
Exactly.
All in or not. Right.
You gotta fall in line. One band, one sound.
That's it.
Yep.
One heartbeat, man. That's sir.
One heartbeat. Well, Violator, I really appreciate you for coming on, brother. Once again, it's an honor to have you on our show. I could sit here and talk Raider ball with you all day until this phone die. But like I said, I appreciate you for coming on once again. And can you kind of let the people know where to follow you social media wise?
Definitely appreciate it, brother. I'm on Twitter at Violator57, Instagram, Mabry Wayne. Just look for this mug right here. And by the way, that's a copy of my new book, The Walk. Get that on my website, modo-sports.com, modo-sports.com. I autograph it personally to you, get it right out to you. Appreciate the support. Facebook, Wayne Mabry 57. So hit me up. Let's chop it up.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you guys make sure you guys go ahead and head over to his page and click the link to get the book. I'm actually going to be looking into getting the book myself, and I know I'm going to want an autographed copy. So I'll touch bases with you on that. With that being said, man, thank you again for coming on. And I'm Raider Reef.
I'm Bo Nose.
And I'm the Violator.
And this is another episode of
Shield Talk, baby. Yeah.